I didn't think it was coming back for a second.
I was wondering.
I thought, huh, because my internet has been jacked today. I was like, well, awesome.
I figured you were just vibing out to the porno music.
No, I wasn't. Not at all. Oh, God, that's too awesome. Well, thank you,
Chad's
ladies and
leaning
gentlemen.
back.
I am leaning back, yes. I'm in my big chair. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. David421 is saying, is this going to be a racer-based talk? No, part of tonight will be racer-based, but only part, unless you want to keep talking racer stuff, and then you just have to keep asking questions. If you're watching and you have questions, make sure to chime in and give us your questions. Also, I am going to put a question up in the bottom of the page here on the ticker, and I am going to make the ticker have our question of the night, which is should electric scooters, I'll do electric stand-up scooters, be banned from car shows and
Yes.
from race pits, and we'll put that up and see. And that we're gonna answer later, Crosby. So yeah. So
Okay, I'll save my comment for later then.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
we got plenty of time to go off on this one.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So that is the question of the night. So answer in the comments, and we will comment on your comments a little bit later in the show. So but the thing that made me go, okay, we're going to talk about racers being dumb, is a couple of things. So I'm just going to drop a little tidbits in here, and then we'll start the discussion. So safety, that's low-hanging fruit, but we'll touch on that. There's a couple of instances this weekend of crashes that I saw the aftermath of, racers who walked away but were considerably more beat up than they should have been had they been wearing the correct stuff or actually just tightening them correctly, belts. So that's low hanging fruit. We can touch on that if you want or not. Um, but um, one of the other ones, and you guys could chime in with other things that you find annoying at the racetrack, um, is racers who are incapable of driving their own rigs into and out of a pit spot. Okay. Um,
Uh,
that could, if you're a boat guy, this would also cross over into people who cannot back up their boat trailer and boat that they have bought because they're, as big as a house or whatever.
yeah,
Um,
divorces start on the boat ramp.
oh, yes, absolutely. Um, in two ways. One, the arguing, or two, when you realize that you have no skill whatsoever compared to your wife at backing up the trailer. Um, so yeah, that's one of them. And
I'm
the
glad you
other,
said it, not me.
yeah, and the
I am
other
watching it
one
there.
that was sparked this last weekend, not at the race I was at, but by some other people, was um, the telling telling a promoter or a race director how to run their event and why they should do so. Those are just three of the dozen that were rattling around in my brain. So if you two have other ones that you'd like to mention, I'm totally down with that. But let's talk about the 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 promoter one, the last one
Yeah,
first.
because that takes
So
fucking solid brass balls to start off with that one.
right,
That really
yeah,
does. Walk up to somebody who's built this thing, built this race, got everything sorted out, did the legwork, did the logistics, and you're going to hop out of your truck, walk up to this dude and say, you know what? I think I could do it better. I
oh yeah,
I'm
Well,
chatting with the promoters I know just as well. Half of them would have laid your ass out and just stepped over your,
that is true.
soaring
That is
body,
true.
and that would have
That
been
is
that.
true.
Some
well,
of
it's
them would have
easy.
gotten farther.
It's easy to come in and say what you could have done, what shoulda, woulda, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
But you've got somebody that set the whole event up, did everything to put it together, instead of just giving them some friendly comments or advice,
Right.
Yeah, we're not
as
talking like
opposed to
suggestions.
telling them I could do it better. Yeah, it's easy to stand back after it's all done and say that.
Oh yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here being holier than thou like I've never never criticized an event or any of those things. And we've all been guilty of it at some level or another. But ultimately, yeah, you're right. It's like if somebody is putting on a race or even a car show or whatever, right? And they're working their butts off to do this thing. And then, you come out of the gate with they're doing it wrong. I mean, even
Yeah,
if they are, okay, not the way to go, right?
yeah.
So, um, also remember that everything is easy when you have nothing on the line.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, so, you know, keep in
And you're
mind that
trying to make
somebody,
everybody happy.
Mhm.
true. Yeah, and keep in mind these people have invested their time and their money and their what have you. Um, and and to go along with that, it was sort of I had it as a separate thing, but I think it just goes along with this, is the racers who seem to think that there's something wrong with the promoter making money. Like they get mad, like the promoter's supposed to just do this out of the kindness of their heart. I can tell you firsthand that, like on Rocky Mountain Race Week, Matt and June started this thing, and Matt has a trucking company, drives a truck every day. Um, when they started Rocky Mountain Race Week, he had several trucks. Now he only has one or two, I believe. But they've got, he's working every day driving a truck, right? He's up at 3:30 in the morning and on the road and doing his thing. Um, June always held down a full-time job and did all the bookkeeping for the trucking company. Okay. Well, then they started Rocky Mountain Race Week because, they had nothing but time, right? So, um, you know, that thing has turned into this giant deal that's two events and everything. Um, June cannot work a full time job anymore. Okay. And do this. This is her full time job. So you're going to say that that's not worth money? And that's just one example, right? I mean, if anybody spends their time doing it, you can only do it out of the goodness of your heart if you're independently wealthy, or I guess if you were retired maybe or something. I don't know.
No,
But
Well,
because
did
even
the
then,
bit the business they're in, are they doing it out of the goodness of their heart?
no,
The people
exactly.
complaining?
Yeah, the plumber isn't just going and doing plumbing in everybody's house for nothing. You know, you're 100% right, Crosby.
a lot of people don't see the back end of these events. They don't know, they see the upfront cost, track rentals, travel, whatever it takes, food, that there's so much back end you don't know about on these events that adds up that you will never see the cost of. And if you're
Right.
expecting anybody to fit that bill and not pass that on to you, you're out of your damn mind. Plain and
Hmm.
Yeah,
simple.
that's a really good point. Also, it used to be that okay, it used to be not that long ago, okay? Um like let's say 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, um, you could rent a racetrack for between 2,500 and 3,500 a day. That was ready to go. That didn't include like heavy track prep or any of that kind of stuff. Obviously, you had to pay for glue, but keep in mind that a 55-gallon drum of traction compound was a couple $100 then. Okay, a a barrel of 55-gallon drum, which honestly only has 50 gallons in it, of PJ1 now, is, which, used to be VHT, that's $1,490 for a barrel. And at a big boy radial race, they may use 3 or 4 barrels a day.
And what is the gate for the racers coming in
Yeah,
on
see,
most of
well,
these
yeah.
events?
Oh yeah, so like okay, let's say you are talking about a dragon drive, right? So they range depending on how long they are from let's say 350 to $600, right?
Okay.
So for your entry. Um you used to be able to rent that track for 2,500 to $3,500. Now it's $10,000 for the cheapest place you're going to go and 19 grand I know for a good place. And
And what
now
about insurance?
that's all that is insurance. That is
Okay.
all of the staff
Okay, but
that's running the gate and all those things. All of the safety
okay.
crew, the ambulance, the track, prepping, all those things at a place like the Texas Motorplex or Tulsa Raceway Park. That's going to cost you that like $19,000 range, right?
Okay,
Um,
so here
a
here's the
day, a
here
day.
here's the question. How
Yeah,
many months prior to and post each of these events are they working that event? And
yeah, the
how
whole
much
year.
do
What's the
and how
logistics? How
Yeah,
many hours are spent on the meetings? How many
and
hours are spent having to go drive and talk with
yep,
people and
and
plan?
what happens, like what happened to you this weekend, Chad, the weather? What
yeah,
happens then?
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. We
What do you
were
call the weather department and straighten it all out, or what?
No,
well,
you
and
listen
that's
to the
one of
guy
the
with the paranoid.
reasons I brought it up is because so we're at the Motorplex this weekend. We knew it was going to be sketchy weather on and off
It
during the weekend.
never rains at the Motorplex.
No, of course not. And Saturday or Friday, it was pretty good until it wasn't, and then it got okay, and then we ended up. I mean, we raced until 2:30 in the morning on Friday night. Sunday was supposed to be a complete washout. Saturday was supposed to be okay, but not until 10 or so in the morning. So
Psych.
the promoters made the decision to combine the $20,000 to win from Saturday and the 20 grand to win from Sunday, put them together and race both of them on Saturday, because Sunday was going to be a washout. It was dry as a bone on Saturday morning when it was supposed to be raining. And of course, all of the track staff has been told what time to arrive and all that. So it's not like you can, like, wake up 3 hours earlier than you're supposed to be going and say, oh,
Well,
let's start
especially if you're
now.
up until 2:30 in the morning.
Correct. Yes. It's like, how are you? That just doesn't work, right? So then, so we get started. We did have some rain here and there, and it slowed us down and this and that. Um, and it sucked and all those things. And we raced until almost 3 o'clock in the morning again on Sunday morning. And we weren't done. But by this time, because it's Texas, the weather had all changed. And Sunday actually afternoon was supposed to be okay. So we're like, okay, we'll finish on Sunday afternoon. And so that's what we did. But originally they were supposed to race all 3 days. Then they said, no, we're only going to race two because of the weather. Well, then I know that there were some people that bitched at them about them still racing on Sunday. And it was like, well, we couldn't get it all in on Saturday and we have it available on Sunday. And there were people that wanted them to just split the entire 40 grand purse. Well, it literally wouldn't have been enough at that point when we ended on Saturday night / Sunday morning. It wouldn't have been enough to pay the entry of any of those people that were left in the show. Okay, it wasn't enough for that. Well, if it's not enough to even cover your entry, then splitting it at that, no, that's
It's a
stupid,
false
right?
promise. They just give me something, let me have my weekend. And we've seen this before multiple times on the events we've covered,
Of
where
course.
it could be a washout and the next day's beautiful when you don't expect. You had a questionable weekend. It was perfect, dead perfect. You don't control the damn weather. And I'm sorry, but any racer that decides they want to bitch and complain because weather played a factor, stay home. Just stay home,
Yes.
honestly. You're more of a pain in
Agreed.
the ass than I am when
Agreed.
I get nervous about a thunderstorm.
Right. Well, and one other thing that people don't seem to think about in that whole scenario, right? I mean, no, I don't know. This is everything in our world now, not just this example, but everybody seems to think that when something goes wrong, that somebody wants it to go wrong, right? like that the promoter wanted it to rain and be a pain in the ass and all those things. That the track staff wanted it to rain and wanted to have to drive the racetrack 3 times a day. Yeah, I guarantee you that is not the case,
I don't
so
know
calm
anybody
down.
that wants to deal with that.
No, but it's the same as when I see it every week when I'm getting on an airplane and people are bitching at the gate agent. Like the gate agent is the person that went out and, a gate agent in Dallas is an asshole because he somehow teleported his ass to Chicago where the flight coming in originated and poked a hole in the air conditioning line so it wouldn't work, and also, by the way, gave COVID to the guy that was supposed to fix it. Okay. So that all the people in Dallas couldn't get on that plane because it wasn't coming in until late. Ha 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 ha. What evil plans? I mean, seriously? You're going to yell at these people for no good reason. And that's exactly the kind of thing that goes on with the weather and all that. But, but again, people don't think about the repercussions of some of this either. You're sitting when you're racing and it goes for 18 hours in a day, you have time to sit down, you have time to take a nap, you have time to, eat, all those things. The track staff that is standing out there the entire time, they don't get the same luxury. Their 10-minute break is not the same as you laying down in your, $700,000 toter home with the stacker trailer behind it and taking a nap, right? I can tell you absolutely, as this is God's honest truth, and McTaggart will agree with this. He and I have slept in the front seats of a rental car at Spring Fling Million because it was so late when we were done that going back and forth to the hotel was going to take away the precious minutes, literally, of sleep that we had, which was like 2 hours or something that we slept in the front of a rental car. I mean,
We
come
have
on.
we have gone so far that by the end of it, we may have eaten twice the entire 20 something hours.
Yes.
Neither one of us got a breather. We are
Right.
literally like balancing the camera so that one of us could possibly go take a piss.
Right.
By the time it's all said and done, we both look like we have dropped Quaaludes. We're that zombified. I know you and I both have pictures from the same event where you have the 1,000-yard stare of a Vietnam veteran, and I'm laying in the bleachers looking to
Yes.
fucking Canis Major.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in between. I can't see anything else because I'm that gone.
It's funny you say that, and you know, we're just live streaming. How about all the track staff, right? You have to remember that some of these people, well, most of these people are there to keep you safe and all of those things, right? You know, when the guy at the top end hasn't slept in 18 hours either, that's a bad deal. So they're trying to rotate those people out. Again, you think it's bad because you're sitting there waiting for us to call you to the lanes, and then, you know, but it doesn't even
down the timing
compare
tower
in
or
most
the ticket
cases.
booth or any of those people.
Yes.
Who's
Well,
on the tractor on call when you decide that your transmission fluid's packed up and it's coated our
Yep.
surface and has wound us out another 3 hours. We've been there.
Correct.
We've done it.
and the
Yeah.
only thing they got to protect them is a hat and a bottle of water.
Maybe
Right.
a garage with tractors is if you're lucky.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
They're choking on
And-
your fumes and your burnt rubber the whole night too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
putting up with your bullshit when you're pissed off because your car broke and oiled the track down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't want this to sound like, you know, I mean, we're racers. All of us are racers. I am, you know, I love racers. I am one of you, but there are times when I'm disappointed by the things that you do and we do as a group, and that's what this discussion is about. To keep
Remember
you from
that
being that
those-
guy, you know.
Those other people out there are human as well as we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And they're there to support you and give you the opportunity to do what you like to do.
Yes.
And once in a while, you need to say, "Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
How hard is it?" Instead
Yeah,
of
because
just
you know,
bitching at them.
You would think.
if you
Well,
roll up to the,
You would think it would take the life out of them to say thank you once in a while.
well, yeah, that I was gonna say, if you're at the end of the staging lanes, or you're, you know, you pull up to the starting line, or better yet, you come up to the starting line, you know, after you ran to watch your 86 other buddies run, that's when, like, say thank you to the guy in the water box. Say thank you to the security guard that's, you know, keeping track of everybody. Say thank you to the starter, whatever. Like you said,
Yep.
just, you know, or if you can't do that, I mean, go on Facebook and say, hey, we were at, you know, in this case, the Motorplex this weekend, and, you know, and what a tough weekend it was. We were wore out and we weren't even working, you know, thanks to the track crew and to the Flickr promotions people and whatever. I mean, those are little things. It doesn't cost you any actual money. It only
And
costs
you
you a few minutes of your time.
never know. You might be in a position where one of those guys is dragging you out of a burning freaking car,
Exactly.
saving your ass.
Yep, exactly.
So pay it forward.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. That's really the point, you know. It's like we can do better. And I believe that most people do. But I think that those few, the majority of us need to keep hammering on that so that they, you know,
Yeah, but
do better.
but after 16, 18 hours, you got somebody bitching at you saying they want to split up the fees or whatever,
Right.
and just
Yeah.
hand it out to everybody like it's
So,
laundry day,
and
Right.
on my track photography stuff, I've had two very close calls. Just
Yeah.
right?
I'm roping this in because of the way the drivers reacted.
Right,
Famously, me, Tommy Lee Bird, and a couple others almost got flattened when Boyd Howe's 56 Chevy decided it wanted to make a left-hand turn towards the rail at Tri-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
me
you
and
got
Tommy
more of
Lee
the bottom
both-
than the side of that car.
Oh, me and Tommy Lee got probably the shots of our career out of that one.
Exactly. I
And
remember that.
if you
And
did
a-
it again
and a-
here
and
too,
a
by
big
the way,
laundry
Boyd,
bill.
if you're watching or you ever see this, and I've told him this, he knows it, but Boyd checked up on us. Boyd, you know, we talked about it. It was cool. It was an accident. It's something that happens. It's something we as photographers have
Right,
to
yeah,
care
he
about.
couldn't do anything about it. Yeah.
Now, I cannot quite remember which event it was. It was at Bowling Green. I'm thinking it was a streetcar takeover or maybe one of the Carcraft Summer Nats that came through one year.
Yeah.
It was a 68 to 72 Nova. I remember that much. And it was me and a video guy. We were standing on the line. We were both in the V right there in the center where the Christmas tree is.
Okay.
It was late at night. We were just trying to get our beauty shots, but we were in a spot where photographers won't do it at a major event, but we can get away with it to a degree.
Right.
And this guy pulled into the burnout box and then without warning launched from the burnout box through the Christmas tree on a full pull with no warning.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Video guy basically levitated himself into the grass of Beach Bend, which is a 3.5-foot jump. My ass landed in the other lane. And I think we both were ready to run down the track and beat somebody's ass. Not a peep. We don't know where the dude went. We never saw his truck leave.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but
thank God you didn't get hit.
Yeah. I mean, a smart move on the racer to not come find me because I would have happy to have found him. But at the same token, you're a racer. If shit happens, maybe check up on the staff. If you're the guy who greased the track, offer to help clean it up. Mea culpa, do something.
Nobody, I mean, with rare exception, no track is going to actually take you up on cleaning it up, but the thought counts. It really does. And I can tell you, and everybody knows this, they've seen it on the stream and everything else, is I have been down on the racetrack on Rocky Mountain Race Week with Matt, and the rest of the track crew down there spreading, oil dry and brooming the racetrack, because helping down there meant that we would be done sooner, which meant that we would be getting this, done sooner again, so that some sleep might actually happen.
It's not calling out mechanical failure. Shit happens. We know it.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's just that little effort to go with it. Something.
Yes. Agreed.
But we always got that one guy that will drive all the way to the end.
Yeah,
right,
you'll hear me swearing on the stream, off the stream, 5 miles away from the stream. You'll hear me.
Oh, 100%.
There's only one time I've ever apologized for doing that too. Chad, you might remember this one. I know Loans remembers it clearly. LS Fest several years ago, as a guy in an S15 Jimmy went vertical on launch, came down, pancaked his oil pan wide open, and the truck went rolling all the way down. I had gotten back to the track. Brian looks like he's going to eat the mic. He is so pissed off. We didn't find out till later the dude was knocked unconscious. The way he landed, he bounced hard.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I remember walking up to his pit talking shit, and the guy came out and basically laid out like, no, I was seeing birds when I finally woke up and I was past the finish line.
Right.
I apologize. That's on me. But I don't know where I'm going with this, honestly. If you can't tell, I'm really tired tonight, but it's those kind of things. Like, it's a mutual respect kind of situation. And as a driver, understand that the people who are working this event in every aspect of working it, whether it's track staff, the photographers, the guy making burgers, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Why people fuck with them, I don't understand, but it happens. Don't.
Oh, yeah. Like, just be nice to people, I guess, is the thing. I know that sounds Pollyanna, but the truth of the matter is, nowadays, people just aren't nice anymore. I am like as nice as I possibly can be most of the time when I am in the airport or any of those things. Like, I really do try to thank you, how are you today? I mean, all those things, I appreciate you, whatever, because it does get
it's the golden rule. Whether you know it as, do unto others, or have to translate it into just don't be a dick. It's still the golden rule. It's still the same exact statement.
Right. That is true. Yeah.
And everybody knows I do or have done a lot of autocross in my day.
Oh, yeah.
And also Bonneville and went to Maxman and stuff like that. My two favorite events, or people that put on events to this day, are the Rob and Trish Bird and Tanya and Keith Turk.
Mhm.
And if
Right.
anybody wants advice on how to run an event, those are the four people I would get in contact with,
Right.
because they will give you an honest answer on how to deal with stuff, and sometimes when not to deal with it, and just tell people you need to just go the other way.
Yep.
Well, and again, you got to be nice to to the people that are running things if you want to keep doing it. And unfortunately, there have been way too many um what way too many tracks and stuff that are closing up because they're tired of getting beat up by people. I
Hmm.
mean, that's literally why. And it's like, yes, um,
But the
you,
problem
if,
is, some of these people that are at these events, they're just looking for somebody to blame.
Or
oh,
they're
yeah,
looking to just go wild when that's completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
right. Well, yeah. But, then there are the people that are going to be yelling and screaming when they can't get, um, when there's no more racetrack, right?
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate part about this whole, scenario.
Mhm.
Well,
So,
you know the whole reason Pomona came about, right?
oh, yeah.
What was the story? Do you remember?
Yeah, we were talking about it the last show about the fact that
Yep.
they were doing it so that they wouldn't be racing on the street,
Yep.
and
And
so they gave them a place to go. But yeah,
now, now they wanted to take it away. The only reason it's saved right now is because of Lindsay from
yeah,
In and Out. And
yeah, because she put the money in.
but you remember that there's a lot of these tracks around the country of people that don't have the money that she has, are
Oh
trying
yeah,
to do the same thing.
Mhm.
exactly. Oh yeah, yeah, because she's got, I mean, cubic dollars. I mean, she's a billionaire with a B.
Yep.
Um, it is her passion. It's her hobby. I mean, a lot of people don't realize it, but I mean, she races. I mean, she has dragsters and all these things, and she's awesome. So, you know,
Well,
it's great.
the upper management doesn't want her to do it anymore for obvious reasons, but
Upper management
Right.
can it. But like, there's so many other people in this country that are doing it in small towns and small tracks, and we've dealt with them. The people who run like Temple Academy, that's a small town deal. The guy who is running the street drags in Kansas, that's one person doing the whole thing. These are people
Yep.
who are trying to do their best, and Lord knows that every time it's if it's not just a weekend deal where everybody kind of gets the picture, somebody gets their feelings hurt, somebody feels slighted, somebody thinks they didn't get enough time or it didn't go their way, they take
Right.
the brunt of it, and that's completely unnecessary.
Oh
well,
yeah.
out here in California, they're trying to take it away in spades across uh,
I'm
across
doing,
the whole state.
I'm doing
I
everything
mean,
that can political about that,
everything's closing,
but
Yeah.
it's
and we actually, to be quite honest with you, California was pretty much the king of drag racing, road racing, everything back in the day,
it was.
oval
Oh,
racing,
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and all of it is almost gone.
Mhm.
Absolutely. The I tell people all the time that you can say whatever you want about California, but the car scene there is a different level and a different thing, especially in Southern California, than you find anywhere else in the country. And I mean, yes, drag racing is huge here in Dallas Fort Worth area, and Texas in general. But dude, uh, it still doesn't compare to
It's
what's going on in Southern California and the
it's a place
history
where
that's there.
you can't fight the history, and you can't find the fact that you've got the weather for it. You know,
Right.
Arizona's
That's
close
it.
to
That's what we were talking about
the thing.
earlier. The
But
weather is a big
yeah,
factor in all of that.
You
Oh
know, we
yeah.
have a decent season here, but we still have a winter where it shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
we're spooling up here. You know, in 2 days we kick off the big month here in Bowling Green. You know, LS Fest kicks off Friday. We got Mo Party and Ford Fest. That's a
Yep.
month. We have a few races that come through here too, but no, you're right. Texas has a monster deal, but California, you can't knock the history. It goes back beyond World War II, even.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
from
It's pretty
from
insane.
October to January in California was usually the best racing weather in the country
Yeah, because you got
by
Yeah.
cold.
far.
Yeah,
You
just
had
because the weather.
you did racing in you race in the winter because it was cold. And you did your builds in the summer when you had it all day and all night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. But okay, well, I want to move on from racing um to car shows. So I was talking with a group that McTaggart is in, our normal chat group, and the subject of electric scooters came up. And the reason it came up is because FM3, who is the event company that uh, puts on LS Fest, Mo Party, and Ford Fest, um, as part of the team with Holly, etc. Um, their insurance somehow lets us jump a General Lee, um, but will not allow scooters or anything like that, any wheeled vehicles that are not actively being used for a pit vehicle, um, to be at the events. And so no stand-up electric scooters, golf carts, but only if they are being used as a pit vehicle.
Registered and
Um,
paid for vehicle
yep, yeah.
or a medical.
Bicycles are allowed. The
Permit.
mobility scooters are allowed. What else? I can't remember, McTaggart. What else is banned on there? Or
I,
what
I
else is allowed?
I actually haven't looked at the full list. I know
Yeah.
basically this came about because the big events here in Bowling Green, the population of Beach Bend is borderline limited at this point. The last few
Yeah.
years, the populations at these events, it is like walking through a mosh pit almost everywhere you go, which
Yeah.
is a
We're at
great thing in my
capacity
eyes.
for the facility for sure.
Yeah, it's a great thing
Yeah.
in our eyes because it's
Oh,
filled
yeah.
with cars and it's filled with people and we're having a blast.
Absolutely.
Up
Right.
until somebody with a golf cart, some kid in a golf cart runs me over, or somebody on a rascal runs my foot over. That's happened
Right.
twice in the last couple of years.
Yes.
It's like,
I'd rather get run over by a drag car with big tires than a rascal, by the way.
yeah,
The
I
big
could at
tire
least
car
I
is
know a
very
car ran me
squishy
over.
and
That's easy.
yeah. Yeah.
And it's especially fun when you compare it to an event where they're Jesus, I can't talk tonight, where they are allowed. Like Try Five Nats is the rascal show on the side. It just is
Right.
because age and you know where I'm going with that.
Right.
Okay. A
Oh
lot of
yeah,
old
yeah.
people, a lot of mobility scooters.
Yes.
LS Fest, yeah, there were a lot of scooters, a lot of golf carts, but these are people who are very able to walk.
Yes.
Three of our age, younger, makes no sense. And
Right.
frankly, I want to give Carrie a fucking hug for doing it. Honestly.
Right.
If you have a medical need for it, I don't say a word. I get it.
Oh yeah.
If you're an elder, that needs it, fine. If you have a broken leg or something that I can look and immediately go, yep, not a problem. I won't say a word. If you're
Right.
using a golf cart as a pit vehicle, not your kid's runabout,
Right.
that's fine. But it's all those others that add up so quickly and make like driving in and out of there is impossible after like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Just about impossible until like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And when you're working in a place that has zero internet and minimal food, or at least it used to be minimal food, they've got a little bit better, but still.
Right.
And you need to get from A to B, or you want to prep a shoot somewhere that's not around the major areas, and you have to weave your way through this electric hell corridor and a whole, 3 counties population worth of people who are in the sun sweating.
Yeah.
You get a little bit irritated about it after a while.
Oh yeah.
I was packing a chute at Vegas one time, and some kid on a, I don't know, this is a long time ago. It's basically a mini bike of some sort.
Right.
Ran over the chute cords and got them caught on the pegs,
Oh no.
spinning me into a dimension of pissed off I've never been in my life. Uh,
Right.
Well, Vegas is weird about it because Vegas has other things. You remember a couple of years back?
this was the old track, way back
Oh
when
yeah, yeah,
it
No,
yeah.
turned at the
I don't
end.
remember this. LS Fest a couple of years ago, the kid with the swapped quad who was chirping his tires every 3 feet,
Oh
the
yes.
whole show area.
Yep.
I think everybody universally who was working that wanted to beat him with a golf club.
Oh yeah. And he got in trouble because and this wasn't really his fault. But like, he didn't say, "Hey, this is a, quad," on his registration. And so they let him register, but his vehicle is not allowed to be in the event. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was a complete shit show. Yeah, I remember that well. I remember that well. Okay, well, on in my opinion, um, I do. I own an electric scooter and I love it. Um, and I think they are incredibly handy, and they are, by a lot, the most popular pit vehicle now in drag racing. And the reason is that you can park 6 or 8 or 10 of them in the space that you park a golf cart. So when you go up to the starting line area and park it somewhere, um, like I said, you can park 48 of them in one little bitty spot, right? Um, they're easy to get around on, all those things. And if your team has a golf cart to pull the car and you've got 3 people on that golf cart already, that's it. If you have more crew, it's instead of bringing another golf cart up, it's nice to just, jump on the scooter. With that said, um, the the thing is that you I think there's a difference between the pits at a race and a car show. And at the car show, they are, you know, everybody's afraid of anything on wheels, landing on their car and scratching their car. And I get it, trust me. Um, the I own a thing with really nice paint now, so I'm the same way. I'm parking away from cars and stuff. It's weird. But the thing about it is, where do you draw the line? The reason the mobility scooters are allowed, quote unquote, is because they're 3 wheeled. So the idea is they can't tip over very easily and land on the side of a car, whereas a 2 wheeled one can, etc. Um, I am a huge proponent of no kids on golf carts. I can tell you that this was not kept a secret at all. Everybody that cared to recognize this happened heard about it. But it may not be mainstream for those of you that are not drag racers. But approximately a year ago or so, um, a a little girl, and when I say little girl, I don't know the exact age, but somewhere in the
Young.
10, 12 range, whatever, under the age of 16 by a lot, um, was driving a golf cart with her little brother, who was single digit age, I believe 4, 5, 6. And he fell out of the golf cart and she ran his head over. And he lived. But
Jesus.
he's not, yeah, but he's not the kid he was in any way, shape, or form. And that could happen to anybody. I mean, absolutely could happen to anybody. And the
Well, and the other
you know
thing you got to remember, you let some of these kids ride pit bikes and stuff, they'll crash and shave a nipple off.
that's true. The
Oddly specific,
Cole
Carl.
Reynolds.
yeah, that's Cole. He fell off a scooter and shaved a nipple off.
Oh, I'll be
It grew
seeing
back
him.
apparently, but
I know. I'm looking forward to seeing him now.
yeah, oh yeah,
It grew back.
it did. Yeah,
Remember the
it,
birthday cake?
I do. Yeah. Um,
Oh, this will be a
We
fun
had a
old.
birthday cake that only had one nipple on it.
nipple. Yeah, exactly. It was a chick, like a torso of a girl. Actually, it was more than a torso. It turned out,
Yeah.
but that's another story. Um, they were oddly
Hey,
more detailed than
McTaggart.
I was expecting.
Yeah, McTaggart's all cheered up now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Let
no,
me tell
this
you.
this suddenly
It
became a
is,
great
let me
weekend.
just tell you that it is incredible what a talented baker can do with a strawberry. I'm just going to say that. Oh, and a paring knife. I mean, wow. It was, yeah.
Okay, I
So,
gotta go. I gotta go through the
The
pictures now.
things.
no, we can't show the pictures of that. We cannot show the pictures of that.
Why can't we?
But you can send them to McTaggart.
You have me
Yes.
on
Yeah.
Facebook. Message me it.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, not good.
But yeah,
Uh,
well, we're gonna get off this
okay,
cake
but
subject.
what are the other things? What are the other car show etiquettes that have nothing to do? Um,
I'll lean in because
Lucian Payne is saying must have a driver's license to operate vehicles at tracks I race at. Oh, that's the case at every racetrack. It's just that that's not
not
the
enforced.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that at most racetracks, it's not the reality.
Well, let me dive in because this year's an interesting one. So my Charger's going to Mo Party. It is going to be on display at the Holly trailer again, or at least that's the story I've got.
Yeah.
And it's now wearing fresh paint on the nose, the tops of the fenders, and the hood. The blistering clear coat pissed me off enough, and I took 3 days and just
Right.
redid all of it. So fresh paint, fresh car, fresh build. It's halfway done. And I'd be okay if I was sitting next to the car, except I'm not because I'm announcing Mo Party. I'm going to be in a booth all 3 days,
Right.
not looking at my car, probably not able to see my car from where I'm
Right.
at one of the most traversed areas within that area of Beach Bend for any of these shows.
Yeah.
Those windows
So,
are going to
what you're saying is going to be a leaning stand for scooters?
Yes.
No, because I have 3 names in my head immediately. I know work that trailer and I will kick their ass in.
Yeah.
But with windows down and the hood open, that's an open invitation for the general public to stick their grubby little hands in my car.
Oh yeah.
Grab and touch shit. I've got wiring bundles that are wrapped and taped and labeled because we're not done with the wiring yet.
Right.
I have tape on closed things like the radiator hoses aren't made yet. I have to get those custom. So the radiator ports are taped off. The intake is taped off. That's the thing. And I know a lot of people in the car show group themselves, regular shows, complete cars, ready to go, who are going to be grinding their teeth sitting behind their car because they know that people are going to be sticking their hands in and on and around and touching and grabbing and tweaking.
Yes, and I
What?
agree with you on that. There's a
But
lot
if
of
you
car
if you
show.
let that bother you,
I'm contractually obligated. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
no.
Hey, right.
But if you let that bother you, that something might happen with it not happening, all it's going to do is mess with you, and more than likely you're going to come out and nobody will have touched it. I have
Oh, I
can
got you.
hope.
Yeah.
I can hope
plenty
all
of
my life.
cars to shows and walked away from them for a week at SEMA, all these different car shows. Gizmo went down to Ink and Iron. I purposely told Voodoo Larry, do not wipe it down because I'm not going to go into the full story, but left it at the show and didn't care. And we're talking a $100,000 car. So if you let it bother you, the only person is just going to get in your head, and you're going to have a shitty weekend.
Oh, it's not so
Things
much.
can happen. Things can
Things can
happen
happen.
anywhere.
But it's
Oh,
that
yeah,
whole
that's
thing
true.
of, can you not keep your hands to yourself? I get if you want to check something out, you want to look under hood and see where things are at. That doesn't bother me so much.
Right.
But I'm like picturing people like picking up the wiring tape and going, "What's this?" And now I have wiring that's unidentified. It's just
Right.
dumb shit. And you see this happen all over the place. I've seen somebody walk up to a car that, hood's closed. It's not even the show yet. Guy's out getting breakfast. Dude just walks up, opens the door, pops the hood, opens it up, and the owner comes back and proceeds to rail this guy 7 ways from Sunday over it. It's not your car. Just because it's out in public doesn't mean give you the right to touch shit. Doesn't give you, the other one I like is I want to sit in this car for a picture, kids especially. If you get permission, cool. That's something great. That's something that should be celebrated.
Right.
If you have permission. Let me underline and bold that for you fuckers. If.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't just walk up to some dude's Superbird and go, open the door and let little Timmy hop on in.
Right. So I'm at John Force's charity Christmas show. This was what, 08, I think. And me and Jay walked over and had lunch, and we come back, and I look over, and the door to Gizmo is open. There is a guy leaning inside the car. His kid is inside my car. I am fixing to lose my mind. As I get closer, I notice it's Matt Hotch from Hot Match Customs, famous for being in a couple of biker build-offs, and his son, why am I drawing a blank? Anyway, they're playing around in my car, and I'm like, what the hell? And he goes, well, you played around in my shop with your kids. And I'm like, game on, brother.
That's funny.
But I was ready to get mad as all get up, but nothing was hurt, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So okay, hold on. So stop. So because we can go on for hours about people at car shows. I actually didn't mean anything about people attending car shows as spectators. I meant car show etiquette as the people showing their cars. So we're gonna do 10 minutes of the things that people do that are stupid or weird or a pain in the ass at car shows that make other people not like them at the car show. Okay, because the general public, I can't. They're let me count the ways that they do dumb stuff. But regular
Two
people.
Two things.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Cars.
Yes.
My two things at car shows are move-in day and move-out day.
Yeah.
The ones with the big trailer that parks right in the middle of the aisle, or have to back into the freaking door and block the door and then go wipe their freaking car down.
Oh yeah.
Or
and so
move out. The same thing.
That's a Florida boat ramp, is what I call that. So
ding,
in
ding,
Florida,
ding.
In Florida, anybody that goes out on their boat in Florida and is from Florida is apparently an idiot. Because you people back your boat into the water and then tie it to the dock right there at the boat ramp, and then go put your truck away and then bring all the people and get on the boat instead of like you're supposed to, which is back in and launch the boat and get it the hell out of there. And then the one with everybody and everything already in it, and the one person in the truck goes and parks it and then goes and walks to the end of the other dock and hops on the boat, and you go and leave. This is not a 30-minute thing. It is a 3-minute thing to launch a boat. Floridians, take note. You guys do it wrong. So, so I refer to that as a Florida boat ramp because, the guy on an indoor car show pulls up to the door to drop his car, like you said, and instead of dropping the car, getting it the hell out of the way, and moving his truck and trailer, he spends the entire time dicking around, going and parking his car, doing. No, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Rebel Driver has one. The guy who takes up multiple spaces for his display, pouty kids, dozen lawn chairs, etc. I think he's referring to like an outdoor show where everybody understands that you've got like a 10-foot wide space and somebody's taking the 15 or 20. I'm with you on that. That's annoying.
Yeah. I don't mind like a couple lawn chairs, a cooler.
Right.
Especially if you do it like behind the car.
Yes, exactly.
If you're going to do that, do that.
Yeah.
I don't really have an issue with things like if you got like a boomer board, and I hate to say it this year, I've actually had one created.
You did, and it's a really good one, though. It
Yeah,
really is, but it is a boomer board,
it
and
is a
I love
boomer
it
board.
that you have one.
I'm straight on it, but here's the reason, and I'm making
What
it
the
clear.
hell is a boomer board?
The board that has all your sponsors and details about the car and all that.
Oh, okay.
A show board,
Right.
but they are referred to now in all these Instagram posts and stuff as boomer
So-
boards. Yes, Crosby has multiple of these hanging on the wall in his shop right now. Yeah.
Now, the way I did it
Well,
was
yeah.
the way I did it was a thank you to the sponsors and everybody
Of
who's
course.
helped with the car.
Yes,
Is
and that's
appropriate.
why
I have
everybody
no
else
issue
does it
with
too.
That.
Yeah. Right.
Boomer board is the guy who's got every little detail about his car that makes it super special. Like it's it's the one of one because it was built on a Tuesday and it has the green tartan plaid, and you can tell that Randy drew a set of tits in the back of the trunk on chalk. That's a boomer board.
Yes.
Okay?
It's the only one that was built at 341 on this date. You're like, duh. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for giving me free or cheap stuff. Thank you for supporting the build and making this happen. Thank you for your involvement. Cool.
Yes.
I don't care whatsoever that your car is the one that got mispainted a different color of yellow.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes. That makes it somehow so rare.
Fuck,
Yeah.
okay? Nobody.
I love that Rebel Driver puts up, and it's a 73 Dart. So true.
The guy
Oh my
who drives
God.
a Tyler Black Impala with zero fucks is the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's dead. And
Right?
he's dead with the Chrysler people. They tend to be the worst. The Chrysler, the Corvette people, and anybody who's got a muscle car that the general population would go, okay, that's true royalty. Don't worry, they'll tell you about it. They're like a pilot. They will.
The
tell
only
you everything
difference.
you wanted to know.
There are very few differences between a Corvette guy, like the stereotypical Corvette guy, and a stereotypical Mopar guy. Okay, the differences are mostly Corvette guy apparel, right? Jeans. Well, no.
There's a uniform.
Okay, hold on. Let's go for both of them apparel. Jean shorts, both.
Reebok.
No.
No.
New Balances.
Oh,
New Balances for the Corvette guy.
Yep.
Reeboks or hiking boots and socks with the jean shorts that are not hiking work boots. That's the Mopar guy.
Okay.
And then shirt. Corvette guy is wearing a Corvette polo.
White or a pastel color.
Yes. Now a Mopar guy is wearing a wife beater or no shirt or a shirt from the 1971 Mopar Nationals somewhere, right?
No, let's grind that back because that's not quite right. Okay.
Oh, come on.
And I'll speak for the Mopar people. I have no problem.
I know. I love you. Yes, you're a Mopar person. Yeah.
Okay. So the Corvette guy is the pastel polo shirt, the cargo shorts, or the jorts, not jean shorts, not like hacked up stuff.
No, like actual bought them denim shorts. Yes. Yeah.
The white tennis shoes, the possible green staining from mowing his lawn 3 times a week because he's really anal about that.
Right.
The calf socks with the twin stripes nobody has seen since 1989.
Yes.
I don't know where the hell he found them, but good on him.
Yellow and blue.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's either aviators or he wants to be cool like his nephew and has pit vipers. And I can't explain that when you look like a donut left out in the sun for 3 days and you wrinkled up and shrunk. Okay?
Yes.
I don't get it.
Okay, so Mopar person, do the same thing for the Mopar person.
Okay, Mopar people are 2 different types, but we'll run through this straight enough.
Yeah.
Okay? You have the skinny, scrawny redneck and then the big dude.
Yes.
I don't know why that is. It just is.
Yes.
T-shirt. Now, you can tell their background based on how good or bad the T-shirt is because we run the gamut from a nice, solid color T-shirt to the most shredded up, armless thing you've ever seen that has got mustard stains, oil stains. It's the one they just finished working under the car in 3 hours ago.
Now, I think that the majority of those are the skinny one that you're not sure, but you're pretty certain did, or will do meth at some point in their life.
Yeah, but they're also the one that brought the Mopar that Chad is actually going to be attracted to.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. That is 100% true.
Like, he looks sketchier than shit, but he brought the good beer, and he is going to do a burnout like none other.
Yes, exactly. Oh my
The
God,
Boomhauer.
so true.
There's a Boomhauer. You remember Boomhauer
Yeah.
had a 69 Coronet in the show, at least.
Yes.
Dang, go around there and go, he did.
Oh my God.
You have the jean shorts, you have the cargo pants, you have army camo from like 1990 or earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both wearing denim shorts. The Corvette guys just are factory made, and the Mopar guy cut them off himself. Yes.
Yeah, because if they're wearing jeans at all, they're the jeans that are about 3 more tears away from becoming shorts.
Correct. Yes.
I'm guilty of that because I wear jeans until they are destroyed. So mind your business. You see me walking around with shredded holy jeans like I'm an 80s rocker. There's a reason for that, and it's called Beach Bin's climate. It's hot, it's humid.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
A breather. That's how I do it, so you don't see my junk. Leave me alone.
I was thinking the other day about great inventions you could do, and I thought pants because a guy I know had a hat the other day that has fans in the brim, and they're solar powered. I mean, they have batteries, but the solar charges them. Okay, and they just blow on your head the whole time from around. It looks dumb as hell, but it's awesome, right? So then I'm thinking about, other fans, and I'm thinking I want a hat with a solar panel that you plug into your pants that have a fan to blow on the bottom of your nads while you're walking around in the hot weather. I think they'd be a seller.
I mean, you took the crotch vent out of most cars.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're looking at combat boots are the most destroyed tennis shoes you've seen in years.
Yes. Yeah, boots and shorts is always a unique thing to me, Also, what is it about, this is not just a Mopar thing, this is a redneck thing. How can you walk around with one pant leg, like in long pants, with one pant leg all the way over your boot, and the other one partway tucked in? It's tucked in on like the inside edge or the outside edge, but then the other edge isn't of the pant leg. How can you do that without that driving you insane and you wanting to fix that on your leg? I can't even, I don't understand this.
Goes back to your previous statement, meth.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, no. So here's the difference. The true difference between the Mopar and the Corvette owner. The Corvette owner is posing. He wants people to know that he is well off. The car is an extension of his personality. And this is his way of saying, I've made it. It is so outdated, it's not funny, because that same car is, some 25-year-old is drifting the shit out of it and bashing against, barriers.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, but he stole it from the guy with the members only jacket.
That's true. That is true.
The Mopar guys fall into the same camps, except one has no fun, is almost perpetually angry. Don't touch the car, don't get near it. And then
there's a lot of that.
And the others are a party unto themselves.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they have to be. Nobody else is hanging out with them.
Yeah, no group has a larger spread from stick in the mud to
the best
calling the National Guard because this is now turned into Woodstock, as Mo Party it's the craziest thing. Now, I have said before, Mo Party, the nice cars at Mo Party are nicer than, let's say you took the top 25% of cars at Mo Party and the top 25% of cars at LS Fest. The top 25% at Mo Party are nicer as a whole than the top 25% at LS Fest.
And they generally are the people
nice Mopars are really nice cars.
Yeah.
I would love to put on a flak jacket and drive Barney into Mo Party.
Oh yeah. That would be awesome. That would be. Hold
the
on,
problem is with that,
Rebel Driver says, "Come on, how rich can they be driving a 1988 Corvette? Have you
I was
seen the
meaning
price
like
of a
a 2008
1988
Corvette,
Corvette?"
Scott. We're
Yeah,
talking C5, C6.
yeah.
Um,
Okay, all right. So let's keep moving because we're gonna have to end the show here in about 10 minutes. So, what is okay? So other annoying things besides displays, etc. More too many lawn chairs for me. I don't know how it is that we've been having car shows since the 1940s, and never needed these until the last 10 years. But every single person needs to have an easy up now. What the hell?
you know
Okay,
she's in the other
Jesus,
room
people.
listening, right?
What?
You
Do
know
what?
she's in the. All right. So me,
The room. Yeah, no, I know the room, but I don't
no,
care. I'm still
Haley.
like, yeah, I know
Yeah.
Haley's room that she
So
bought. Yes, but the the big deal is that you get every single car with an easy up behind it. It takes up way more room because if you have a 10 by 10 and another 10 by 10, that means you have 20 feet behind, between the back of two cars backed up in rows. And it's just a shit show. And if the wind comes up and you're not there and those things go flying, it's like, I totally understand why anybody would have them. I'm not an idiot. Hello. I have enjoyed shade, but they are just overwhelmingly a pain, and I would argue more of a pain than electric scooters, but that's just me. Brett
Or
Wagner,
or
the big
or you can
swag, is
have
in
one.
the house.
Or you can have one of your friends call you up to come pick him up from the swap meet, and one rams into the side of your freshly built car that's supposed to be delivered the next week.
I don't know
Remember
that
that
one.
with the
No,
Nomax?
I don't. Was I there?
Yeah.
um,
I don't remember if you were. I think you were.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Went to Applebee's in the Nomax and had to go
Yeah.
pick up Jay because he sold both cars.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, I
And the
remember that.
freaking guy's freaking easy up rams into the side of the door.
well, we've
Yeah.
had them go flying at any of the events in Bowling Green. Wind whips up, a storm moving in, and next thing you know, they've levitated.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I literally pulled up, got out of the car, and the wind picked up, and this asshole didn't have his easy up tied down, and it went into the side of the freaking car,
Yeah.
spinning me into a dimension of
Yeah.
off I've never been in my life.
Oh, yeah, because that was a ready
And it
to be
was,
delivered to a customer car.
yep, it was done, and there was only about $300,000 in that car at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
That let me bring up something because the photography thing, shooting with
Mm-hmm.
those around, you can't do it. I'll walk past
Oh,
anybody.
no.
It can't be done. But
No, because it looks like it's growing out of the top of your car. I'm done.
Yep.
I'm out.
that's not.
I'm with you.
But that's
I
not
don't
where I
care
was
how
going with
cool
that.
it is. I'm not going to take a
Well,
picture.
it's got shade on one end and it's bright on
Yeah.
the other. You can't
True.
photograph the car.
But that's not
Right.
where I was going with this.
Okay.
What about the people who get pissed off because you're not paying enough attention to their car?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Because that
That's
was
a
a
good
low
one.
party thing too. We had a guy come in. I won't call out his car because it's very obvious. He got upset for two reasons. One was he didn't win his model class because he had sunk so much money into this restoration. I'm sorry, the car is it's the car. It's a nice one, I'll give you it, but we picked up a nicer one. And
Yeah.
then got upset that we gave an award to somebody, and if I remember right, it was I want to say it was a Volare Roadrunner guy, and it was a guy who had built the car up for the show and had done a whole good deal with this. And the guy got pissed off and went ballistic because there's no way a Volare Roadrunner is worth an award
Yeah.
in an all-inclusive thing. And I've seen this other show.
They're rarer than most of them out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Yeah.
Mopar people in particular are bad about this. One of my jokes I've had for years is I want to build a 78 Challenger to go park it next to every e-body possible to watch people rage quit. I've done something similar back when I owned my 73 Chevelle. I snuck into the Mopar show in Graham, Washington and got parked with the 71, 74 Roadrunners and was given a People's Choice Award.
Oh,
The shitbox rusted out 73 Chevy that sounded like violence and looked like hell took home a People's Choice Award in a Mopar show before
Oh
it got
my.
kicked out and the award got taken back.
Right. Which you understood. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I was laughing my ass off the whole time I was being kicked out of the show.
Of course.
You know,
I can't tell you the number of times we've had to kick cars out of LS Fest and all that too. Let me tell you.
yeah, but LS Fest is its own level of unhinged. It's not psycho like Mo Party. It's a different thing. Like
Oh yeah, completely.
you, because you talked about the nice cars there. Let's talk about things like that fucking Nissan Sentra that shows up.
Oh yeah, there's
no, you just
there's all
need to
kinds of
you just need to
absurdities.
do like me, and I show up to show with some of the stuff I build, and they have to create a class for the freaking car I built.
Right.
Guaranteed to win a trophy. Useless as all get up, but still fun all the same.
That's actually the way I got my first car trophy. Uh, There's a little get together in Arizona, and I brought my Imperial right when I had just put wheel. No, I didn't even have wheels on it yet. I still had the trailer wheels on it.
Oh
It,
shit!
it was running. It was, the paint washes off every time it rained. Half
Yeah.
works. There's no exhaust on it yet, so it sounds like violence. I parked it next to some Cherry 65 Mustang, and the dude actively requested that I be kicked out of the show. And I walked out of there with Best Mopar because they didn't know what else to do.
That's awesome. There it's funny you say that. When we brought Rusty out to Power Tour in 2005, um there were there was a group of Tri-5s that were all parked in a row. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's Tri-5s here. I'll just park with these guys, whatever. And it was in Milwaukee at the first, opening day thing. And I parked next to a guy that was at the end of a row, and he was in a really pretty, 55 or 6 Chevy or whatever it was. Um, and then there was me, and then there was a bunch more. And whatever was next to me, I think was a 57. I think it was a red 57. Was, also really nice. Well, everybody was coming to look at my car, and these guys, the two guys on, each side of me, I'm not going to say they were mad about it because they were nice, but they asked me, dude, could you move that thing somewhere else so that we just are not having to like
We haven't
sit
had a
here while
tetanus shot
everybody's,
as of late.
yeah, I was like, okay, whatever. And so we moved it. It didn't matter. I didn't care. But,
It's
um,
still that attitude, just like
oh yeah, like really, because here's the problem, and this is the problem that people have with cars is that they build them for other people. Like, build your car for you. Who cares?
yeah.
If somebody else doesn't like it, that's too bad. It's yours. Now, with that in mind, if you say, hey, I'm going to build this the way I want it, and I don't care what anybody says, also be prepared for the fact that people are going to talk smack about it if it is outside the box or whatever, right? And I mean, we all do it, right? Like, what was it, a couple years ago, that really horrible car that won the Riddler? One of a couple that have won it in the last few years. The one that was the one with like the cutout fenders and the big tires and all the things.
It's really
Um,
weird. I only pay
Yeah,
attention to that when we talk about it here, and
you're
after
talking
that,
about that 32 with the big turbos in the front of it and everything.
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And that thing was hideous, right? But it won the Riddler, which has nothing to do with taste. It just has to do with fit and finish. Um, but
Oh, that car fit and finish was
oh,
phenomenal.
of course, it was deserving of the win. The style just was, oh my God, not my
Yeah.
deal. But
Big Daddy
again,
Roscoe, that's over the top.
yeah, exactly. But, again, that doesn't matter, right? You should build it. I mean, I own lots of junk that people think, what the hell were you thinking? So that's totally fine. But
Well,
the,
when I brought Gizmo out
oh,
all the rat rod guys lost their mind. It's a billet car. That's
yeah,
what they kept calling it because it
yeah,
was too nice, and you didn't have to have a tetanus shot to
tetanus
get
shot.
near it.
Yeah, right. And it had giant solid billet wheels. So,
Well, it's supposed to have wire wheels on it, but that's a whole nother story.
yeah, exactly. Uh, um,
This is
okay.
the best trophy I ever won.
What's that?
That's the one from John Force's show.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay, gotcha. Nice.
Best thing I ever won
Oh,
wasn't a
I
trophy.
like that.
That's the way I view it. When I got my invite to Carlisle a couple of years ago, that's my top tier at the moment.
Yeah.
Somebody requested my car to show up to an event like that.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
That's all I need.
I've gotten several trophies for my Camaro over the years and a couple for Rusty and whatever, and I don't really remember, like, honestly, I can't remember any of them in particular except one. And it's gonna sound funny. Um the like I said, let's just for the sake of argument say I've won a dozen trophies, car show trophies over the years. It may be a little less than that, maybe a little more, whatever. Um, you know, I mean, obviously Rusty was in Hot Rod and all that, which was awesome. But the we went to a show way before Rusty existed. We went to a show near home in Morgan Hill, California, to a local winery that was having a car show, cruise in, and wine tasting thing or something. So we showed up, me and dad and mom. And if I remember right, we only brought my car. I don't remember if we brought dad's or not. But anyway,
Which car?
my Camaro.
Oh, okay.
And so we go to this winery, we go to the show. There are only like 40 cars at the show. Okay. It's small. Okay. But it's at this pretty winery and all the things and, whatever. It was cool. So the awards come up and we're all sitting there eating and drinking and whatever. And they do the awards and I win an award and I win this plaque and I think I still have it somewhere in the things. I win this plaque and it's like, like a, 6-inch or 7-inch wide and, 8 or 10 inches tall kind of deal. Totally 80s, style graphics on it and whatever. And it was I don't remember what the title of the trophy was, but it was something choice, okay? Well, it was the trophy this trophy was the pick of the grandma of the people that owned the winery. Like she was the one that started making wine that led to them having a winery, like, right? So current management was third generation. This was grandma that was 80 some odd years old.
How
Who
cool is
said,
that?
yeah, and she was like, "That's my pick." And dude, it was one of the smallest trophies there, and I was like, "Hell yeah!" And like I said, it's the only one I can remember today. And it was the old lady picked it. I'm like, "This is fucking rad!" Like I don't care. That's awesome. So yeah, it's funny because I am sure that some of these people that have, $1 jillion cars that have won big crazy, awards, I have a feeling that when some of those go to like, just show up to some little show later, because it's, for a buddy, oh, could you bring your car to my show or, whatever. And then they get some little trophy that's, an actual person picked like that's gotta, I think, I have a feeling that there are some real live show cars that have won really prestigious stuff that the ones they remember are the one where some little old lady picked their car.
The I think this trophy is technically the second choice, but first choice would be that little pink card from Blackie to get
Oh,
invited to his
yeah.
show,
Right.
and that was huge. I
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
never
getting
never in my
invited.
life.
Yeah. Yeah, getting invited to certain stuff is as
Yep,
big a deal as a
Yeah.
trophy. And that one is one of them. You're right. Blackie's
yep.
is like that premier custom car show forever.
And I literally right before placing my car in the show, watched him kick somebody out because he wanted to turn his car around the other direction. He goes, "Well, get in it and drive it out the door, put it on the trailer, and take it home." He goes, "No, no, I'm good." He goes, "No, no, no, we're good. Get it out of here." And he's standing there on crutches. And the next car he's placed in his mind, and you got any problems with me putting you where I want you to put you? I'm like, I'll park it on the roof.
Yeah, I was gonna say, nope, I'm good, dude.
All good.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
was
my God, that's
right
funny.
there in the front. As soon as you walked in the door, I was right there. I mean, that coolest thing ever.
I have
And
no
any,
idea what you're talking about, Scott Malpass. I have not seen the piston skirt knurling, um, but that sounds dumb. So yeah. Um, so I have no idea why anybody in their right mind would do that, but sure.
I don't know.
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
no habla inglés.
yeah, exactly. Oh, Rebel Driver says, my favorite trophy and one of the few I ever got was the best rat rod for his galaxy. That's cool. Yep,
Mhm.
I like
Oh,
that.
cool.
That's the one that was painted up like an old dilapidated NASCAR, you know. So
Something
that
like
thing was cool.
20 tons of mud out of, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was the mud dauber. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
All right,
he
boys.
has fun with everything he's got, so good
Yep.
on him.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. He drives stuff more than anybody we know. That's for sure. All right. Well, um, so I think based on the uh, oh, Scott Malpass is saying Uncle Tony versus Powell Cams.
No, no.
So Scott, are you telling me that Uncle Tony said you should knurl a piston? Please answer that real quick. And then I'm going to tell you that you said um, enough to cause a YouTube machinist war. Uncle Tony isn't a machinist, and every machinist on the planet it cringed when you said that, and it was insulted. So yeah. Yeah, so Uncle Tony is not a machinist, nor does he play one very well on TV. So, yeah, no. Powell Machine, those guys are really good, and I'll go with him any day.
Uncle Tony can't spell machinist.
No, he can't. He also can't, well, there's lots of things. We won't even get into that. Not a fan. Not a fan.
I, I are one, but I can't spell it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, boys and girls. Well, McTaggart, I will see you Friday morning.
Slacker.
Yeah. And,
Hey,
well, I get
hey,
in tomorrow
remember
night at like 11 o'clock or something.
remember when you see Cole?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Ask
Might
him how
forgetting
his
that one
nipple's
now.
doing. Yeah. Ask him how his nipple's doing. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to have a great start to this month. Hey, Cole, missing one?
Yeah.
Well,
Not
sensitive.
anymore. He was like 11, 12,
I'm
probably
just
12.
the
Something
whole
like
grow
that.
it back. Is it like puberty where you just get a second chance? What happened there?
Well, it was,
I don't
he
think we want
said
to
it
dive
was
into this. I'm just
gone
saying.
because he crashed and got road rash, literally ground his chest just, and so there was no
It was
identifiable
like
nipple anymore. So when it healed and then it came back, I was like, oh, it grew back, so
Yeah.
yeah.
but the whole side right here was like road rash and his
Oh, yeah.
arm.
Oh, his legs. He was
Yep.
wearing a wife beater, shorts,
Shorts,
and flip flops, and
flops,
was riding
no
a
helmet.
scooter in the neighborhood. And a cop came around the corner paying zero attention to Cole, but
And
Cole freaked out and went around the corner too fast and then saw a neighbor and then hammered the brake and locked the front brake up. So it's washed out and he Supermaned off this thing. And the only thing he kept from
and
scraping the
slowed
ground was
himself
his
with a
face.
nipple.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like throwing a parachute out. The only thing that didn't hit the ground was his head. I mean, he ground his hands, the bottom of his arms, his whole chest, his legs, the top of his toes. I mean, it was like, dude, what in the hell? So not only did he freak out for no reason, he had no game at falling either. Like, no combat roll, no nothing. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
And
I
so
know a person in town that
Da-
does cookies.
and Daphne had
Oh,
him
that's awesome.
call me about what you should wear when riding motorcycles. Remember that
Yes.
one?
Oh, I do.
Mm.
But when the call came in to me that he had fallen down and this had happened, Daphne was calling me to ask me what she should do. because she wasn't sure whether she should put him in the bathtub and try and clean him up or take him to the hospital. And when she called and I answered the phone, the blood curdling screams in the background were next level. I'm like, what is going on? And she explains quickly, and I'm like, well, I don't care which one you do, but know that when you take him to the emergency room, they are going to forcefully scrub him. And so he may never forgive you. However, if you don't forcibly scrub him and get him clean enough, he may not have the opportunity to hate you because he might die from the infection.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was, let me just say, I was thrilled, beyond thrilled, that I was back home in Southern California and she was here in Texas visiting her parents when that went down.
I mean, I've tried weight loss by friction too, but I've never shaved the body part off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've had the
Oh,
scrubbing.
it sucked all the way around too because his cousins had just gotten a pool going and all this stuff, and he couldn't go in the pool.
You go in it.
He was a hamburger patty for 2 weeks before he could even like move around halfway normal. Oh, it was bad.
Yep.
Bad.
My first question was, "Are you okay?" My second comment was, "You dumb son of a bitch! Why
Yeah.
weren't you wearing pants and a shirt and a helmet?"
Yes. Oh yeah. It was spectacular.
I was worried about him for about that much when I
Oh, yeah.
found out he
You're
was
okay?
okay.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I knew he was all right because if he wasn't, he couldn't have screamed that loud.
Yep.
He's conscious. We're going somewhere right.
Yeah, exactly.
And our favorite comment is, "It's all fun until somebody loses a nipple."
The nipple. That's it.
Oh, this will
I'm surprised you've never heard that one.
Yeah, me too.
No, I've seen. I don't know Cole well enough. I've seen Cole do dumb shit, but that's a story I've never heard.
Oh yeah. Well, you have to ask
Well,
him about
that
it. He'll
one and
laugh.
being on-
He'll get that
That
dumb
one-
grin on his face, and Shanna will look at him like, "What?" I don't know if she knows that story. You might have to tell it.
Oh, I don't know if she knows me. So either way, this will be
And
great.
ask him about being on fire in my bathroom.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
How many stories do you have on this kid?
Oh, lots, dude. If you go to Crosby's shop and you go into the bathroom and you close it behind you, you are asking to be lit on fire. Cole knew the rules. Daphne knew the rules. She got lit up a few times too, so it's just part of the deal.
Break
Cole just
clean
happened
and
to
a
get
lighter.
locked in and then lit on fire.
Well,
Are you kidding me?
I
We have
had a pry bar under the doors that couldn't get it open.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he was in there. We did things like, God, see how sidetracked this conversation gets every time. We
How about my birthday
One
party
night-
with all the Pacificos stacked up and the candles on top of it?
Oh, that's true. No, but I was gonna go with the welding. One night we were trying to get Cole to weld, and he was afraid of the sparks and stuff. And so Crosby and I decided that we were gonna show him that the sparks didn't hurt. The statute of limitations is gone. We can't get in trouble anymore for this. But otherwise, this is totally a CPS moment. So Crosby turns the MIG welder up to like 11, okay, and is on the other side of the table with some material, telling Cole, "Okay, watch this. This is how you do this." And I'm on the other side behind him. And I grab Cole and hold him so he can't run out of the way. And Crosby goes, "Rah!" and just showers him with sparks, right? I mean, just buries him with sparks. And Cole's like, like this. And then Crosby stops. And I'm like, "Are you burned?" And he goes, "No." And I said, "See, there's nothing to be afraid of." And so he proceeded to weld. That was the longest he's ever welded because he won't practice ever again. But then that night he welded, and we were at the shop until like 2 a.m. And we got home, and Daphne was like, the next day she goes, she calls and goes, "Why are you guys not home?" And I'm like, we're teaching Cole to weld. And she was like, "Awesome. No gripe whatsoever," right?
Yep.
The next morning, because Cole was wearing white jeans that night. The next morning, she's like, it's a good thing he was doing something worth doing because these are not good. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Yeah. Sorry about your luck on
No.
that one.
Yeah.
Good and positive.
fine.
You got a custom pair of jeans.
Yeah, it was fine. It was all good. All right.
What?
Well, thank you, boys.
How about the night with her purge valve on the wagon?
Oh yeah. If you hook like I don't know, what was it, 5 feet long, 6 feet long?
4-ish.
Yeah, 4 or 5 foot long piece of like 3/16 brake line. If you put that on to the end of
Where
a
the
purge
antenna.
solenoid, yeah, and then you fire it off, that son of a bitch turns into a piece of spaghetti and just flies around the shop. It's pretty good. It turns out you need to use stainless tubing that's the straight kind and a little bigger around so it has enough structure not to do that.
Yeah.
But we tested it
Quarter
first.
inch.
Yeah.
With Daphne in the background laughing her ass off,
Oh, yeah.
by the way.
Literally, this thing is like, like an air hose that you cut the end off of. Oh, yeah. It was not good.
Okay.
I mean, it was funny, but it
I think
wasn't.
we need to calm this here before we say something that we probably don't need to put out in the public area.
Yeah, that's probably true, too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us. As usual, somebody says something and squirrel is the end of the show. Maybe we should just call this the squirrel segment. Yes. But thank you, everybody. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you in 2 weeks for another episode of Powershift. Next Wednesday, we will be live for an episode of Beards, Burnouts, and Beer. So make sure you join us for that. Subscribe, like, do all the things. We appreciate it. All the YouTube-y things, as our friend Crawford says. We're going to get Crawford on the show again coming up. Actually, maybe with Dave. We're going to have Dirthead Dave will be on the show in 2 weeks. And maybe we'll get Crawford on at the same time because they're both doing mini trucks, totally different, but that could be kind of cool. So, yeah. So lots more coming up. We're going to have a bunch of cool guests and stuff, and hopefully Wickham, who has his new job as a mail carrier, hopefully before too long he'll be done in time to be a part of the show again, and we'll go from there. But appreciate you guys.
We're going to see him coming out of the hospital for a dog bite now?
Yeah, exactly. He's rural. It could be like a elk or a deer or a
Don't
cow.
say deer. I already had enough fun with deer. I don't need him having
That's
it
true.
either.
That's true.
It's going to be a coyote bite. He's going to go in for 16
You're
rounds.
not wrong. No, he'll be a mountain lion. That'll be the cougar attack you never asked for.
Oh, Jesus.
Why my butt cheek?
Bye.
See ya.
Jesus. We'll see you guys next time.